With campus elections approaching, the controversy surrounding candidate Noah Texera's tweets continues to loom over the campaign. I'm Daniel Estopinal.
And I'm Carolina Rivas. Reporter Kimberly Tate has more on the story.
I have conflicted feelings about that because obviously, with the federal government and everything like that, obviously there are things said and no one dropped out of the race for that. So I think it really depends on what we as a student body wants. You know, if someone wants to vote for him even after they said that, that's their right to do that, but he's not going to be my president.
After speaking with a couple of students, we can now decide that the campus is pretty much divided. We tried to get in contact with Texera, but unfortunately we didn't get a reply from him. This is Kimberly Tate, and I'm reporting for Wolfpack Week.
The ASUN student elections are being held on March 15th.
The 79th Nevada legislative session has been underway for just about a month now, and there have been plenty of interesting bills and amendments proposed. Republican Assemblyman Jim Wheeler proposed Bill AB 86 that would lower the legal gambling age from 21 to 18. High schoolers could also be getting that extra hour of sleep they've always wanted. Bill AB 166 would change school start times to allow students to get more sleep. Studies have shown that starting schools later allow high school students to get a healthier amount of sleep, which leads to a better performance overall. The bill would have high school start at 9, middle school around 8:30, and elementary around 8.
An increase in minimum wage has been one of the latest debates amongst the Nevada legislature. The proposed increase to $15 has sparked interest amongst University of Nevada students, some looking forward to the potential pay raise. Every college town has one restaurant or bar students frequent. For UNR, it was once the Wolf Den, but soon it will be Rick's Pizza, Beer, and More. Slated to open in fall of 2017, students will once again be able to experience a college bar environment without having to travel downtown.
Cutting down travel time was a huge factor in building a Raising Cane's next to campus. Students will be able to enjoy that kickin' chicken by the start of the fall 2017 semester.
Thanks for watching Campus News.
Your source for all things UNR and Reno.
I'm Daniel Estopinal.
And I'm Carolina Rivas. Tune in next time
for all things Wolfpack related.
We are Campus News. That was good.
It's Greek Week at the University of Nevada, Reno, and the air is full of excitement and passion. Fraternity and sorority members have come together to fundraise, donate, and showcase their talents to the university. This week's events have started with a blood drive, followed by Greek Sing, Field Day, Can Creation, Greek in the Streets, and ending with the All-Greek Ball. We talked to fraternity and sorority members about the week's events, and this is what they had to say.
So how did Greek Sing go?
Greek Sing was a challenge, but it was definitely worth it. We had so many rehearsals and such hard work that it totally made it worth it at the end. Even though we didn't get the results as we wanted, I still had such an amazing time, made so many memories and such good friends.
Greek in the Streets is not cleaning up the streets, it's Greeks all around town helping out in local organizations that benefit the community. So at this one thrift store where they benefit SPCA, we're just helping out with things they need because they were a couple weeks behind in their work duties. So we help them sort out clothes, move furniture, clean up the place, so organizational type stuff. And so make an impact that way. That's really what Greek in the Streets means, not just cleaning up the streets of Reno.
For Campus News, this is Kelman Choice signing off. I'm standing in front of KNPB, the PBS affiliate for the Northern California, Nevada area. The Trump administration has proposed massive budget cuts to PBS, NPR, and other government-funded broadcast corporations. I spoke with Kurt A. Misha, the president and CEO of KNPB, about what these proposed budget cuts mean for PBS and the future of government-funded broadcasting.
In a market like this, it represents about 20% of our annual revenue at KNPB. So that's a significant chunk of the money. One of the arguments that is raised for cutting federal funding is people will say, well, the government doesn't need to be in the TV business because there are all these other channels that do the same thing. Well, they're partially right. There are a lot of other channels, but they certainly don't do the same thing. They don't do the kind of high-quality, educational, non-commercial content that public broadcasting produces.
For journalism students interested in a career in public broadcasting, the implications of these budget cuts could be severe.
I think it's easy to say, oh, it's just a small program, you know, these cuts will be worth it in the long run, but I feel like they have a pretty big influence on people who, like, you know, don't have access to cable television and things like that.
Reporting for the Reynolds School of Journalism, I'm Daniel Estopinal.
Initially, it was just stories. Our main aim was just to create a platform for students to just come and share stories. But right now, we've expanded the vision. So you could sing, you could dance, you could paint, you could do whatever you want, as long as you use that form of art to express yourself. I would recommend our story to every single student on campus because, like we always say, everyone has a story. If you're going through like a problem or you're going through like something personal, you could come to our story and just listen to people talk about how they go through things. Like we've had talks about racism, sexual assault, depression, homelessness, a lot of things, and we've just had people voice out what they're going through. And after the meetings, you know, we've had so many people. I've had so many people walk up to me and be like, "Peter, you're doing an amazing job. You know, I'm going through this, I'm going through that," and just hearing a fellow student speak about this, you know, really changed my life. So that's really what our story is, and I would recommend it to anyone.